Hello everyone and welcome back to the survival series. I do hope you all are doing well. Throughout the past couple of episodes, we have been building farm after farm, getting us a ton of resources. For example, the farm that we made last episode, which got us over 300 levels incredibly fast. And of course, while building these farms, I've tried my best to make them look as good as possible, but there are still some pieces around our base, especially right in the middle, where we haven't done much for quite some time. So today we are taking a break from building these ginormous farms to make our place look a little better and to finally build a mega base. I'm gonna be honest, right at the moment, I don't have like a solid plan of what our mega base is going to be. Also, I'm using the term mega base lightly. I don't think it's gonna be the biggest thing in the world, but it's gonna be better than this. I do have a couple of ideas though, and while I think of it a little bit more of the design, we can actually turn our attention to the Nether. This Nether portal is probably the most beginning looking Nether portal ever. We don't even have the sides completely filled in. They're still filled in with wooden planks. And even just expanding the portal a little bit and giving it some Nether looking features, I think we can make it look a lot better. Let's grab some extra obsidian and maybe even some crying obsidian. Fortunately, we also have a lot of netherrack. I'm thinking we can build a lot of this out of like spruce maybe, because that would kind of work with like the biomes and stuff. So we can start by making the portal bigger. Yeah, that should be big enough. Then we can add some pillars around the obsidian, some stairs, fences, trapdoors, and then just some decorations on the top to style it a little bit more. And yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad. Also, this is probably a great time to say that I am not a professional builder. I have no clue what I'm doing. So yeah, this is probably the best I'm gonna get. And now we can venture into the Nether. And even though we have already made this really cool Nether hub that I think I'm gonna keep for right now, because yeah, it doesn't look bad. It's a little small, but I really like the void top. Actually, we may add some structure to it because this is currently floating. If we grab some deep slate, that shouldn't be too difficult to fix. And that looks a lot better and makes a lot more sense now. It actually has physics. And now the only other thing we really need to do in the Nether is actually make tunnels to our various farms. Right now, we either fly like through the Nether to get places or like use this really uncentered tunnel. Yeah, that goes to like our frog farm. When building this Nether hub, I actually didn't mean to make another like direction going this way, but this is gonna work out great because our gunpowder farm is actually over that way. And then making tunnels this way, we have to go to our Nether fortress farm. We're probably gonna remake the frog tunnel because that's not the greatest. And then over that way is the portal to the end as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of digging and building up some tunnels, but this shouldn't take us too long. Looking at some tunnel designs, it could honestly just be as simple as this, and then maybe some like light blocks in the middle. The tunnel is coming together pretty well. We have it dug out all the way to our end portal. I'm beginning to realize this is going to take a little bit longer than I expected. As well as I've already kind of run out of resources. I did just realize though that I can use stone cutters. I haven't used this much, so I kind of forgot. But yeah, I guess let's keep on going. Alright, so I've run out of deep slate and I've come down to the mines to like just dig up a little bit more so that we can finish these tunnels. And while we were digging, I found this. It's a lava source. I can throw items in and it burns. But it doesn't have physics. I can place blocks down. I don't know. So yeah. That's weird. Yeah, I'll just keep digging. And after many hours of digging and building, we have a lot of it complete. So this tunnel goes all the way from our Nether hub. It first turns off over here and then goes a couple hundred blocks this way. This tunnel design looks so cool to fly around in. And then our first stop over here is our portal to the end portal. And then if we keep going a little bit further down, this one goes to our desert area, so whenever we need sand, we can go there. And then coming back over this way, that way goes to our Froglight farm and our Nether fortress farm. I wasn't able to completely finish it because I ran out of deep slate, but it's pretty much done. And then if we come back to our Nether hub, as you can tell, I kind of started on going to the gunpowder farm, but then also realized I was going to completely run out of deep slate. And yeah, this is going to be a project that I'm going to probably have to do over many weeks because it's a lot of resources and a lot of blocks. But yeah, now that that's mostly done, we can head back into the overworld and start working on making this place look better. Right before we do that though, let's add on to the wall of items. So Rose wanted to be a bucket of fish, Connor on Xbox wanted to be a golden nugget, Phoenix wanted to be a smooth stone slab, Trident wanted to be a trident, and Amar wanted to be packed ice. And with that done, let's start expanding our base. So I've been thinking a lot about what to add to our base, and I've recently gotten a couple of comments asking me to rebuild the village that we broke down over here, and I actually kind of like that idea, but instead of building it back up over there, I want to build it near our base, like have it as part of our base. I think this is better because then we don't have to destroy our starter house, which I really like. So I'm thinking this will be the main house, and this will be where it holds all of our valuables and stuff. We already kind of have that going on here, but like we can actually display them instead of just putting them in a chest. And then all of this other stuff like the anvils, the furnaces, the brewing stands will all have separate like village houses type thing. And then we could also make like farmhouses as well for like maybe a wheat house or like a wheat stable or something. Oh yeah, we can make a stable as well. I have a horse here. Just so we can have all the spacing right and everything, I'm gonna like mark out all the buildings I'm gonna build first so that like I know we can put one building here and then another building will go there type thing. Some of these hills we're probably gonna have to level, so we'll start with doing that. Alright, the land has been smoothened out a lot, and as you can tell, I've started putting down some, like, structure pathing type thing. So I'm thinking right here we can add a little pond. That would kind of make it look pretty cool. This is gonna be, like, the potion slash brewing stand area, and I actually have a really cool idea for this build. There'll be a little fishing hut here beside the pond, and then this big house here will be, like, a blacksmithing house, probably, where we can have, like, furnaces, smithing tables, all anvils, all of that type of stuff. And then right in the middle of everything, we can have like a city square. That's what this cobblestone pretty much is. It'll connect all of it up, and then it will like connect the item, the wall of items, the pond, all of it. And then we can make all of these farms look better as well. I may actually make like another library over here, or just move that one over here because it would make a little bit more sense. Actually, yeah, we can take down this fishing hut, and then I think up here will be where the library is, and then the fishing hut can kind of just go like right here. And now with everything planned out, we can actually start building. Let's start off with the smithing area. Smooth stone should look good for a lot of this build. Maybe some deep slate as well, like this chiseled deep slate would look cool. Yeah, a hanging roof looks pretty nice. We can put some walls up, add some iron bars for windows. All right, just friendly reminder, we're not the best at building here, so this may take us a couple of tries. Yeah, this does not look very good. Alright, that took a little too long, but I think this looks a lot better now. And right as I say that, I see I missed something. Alright, now that should be pretty good. To finish it off, we can add some lanterns. I think this goes well with the theme. Add some more anvils. And then we already have these blast furnaces in the wall, but we can also add a smoker and then a smithing table, and then that should really be everything, I think. We can add a couple more anvils with a chest, and then some more anvils. We have all these anvils from killing the warden in one shot, so yeah, we'll just store them in there. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire smithing house done. Moving on, we can make a potion base, and I'm actually excited for this one because I have a great idea. Unlike the smithing area, I do have a good idea for this one. If we grab a ton of glass, you could probably already tell where this is going. We are going to be making a giant bottle. Yeah, this should just be big enough, and then we can build it up a little bit. And that did not look very good. Okay, back to the drawing board. All right, this looks a lot better, I think. As you can tell, I've made like the structure of a glass bottle, and then since it's two-dimensional, I think we'll just build it out like this way a lot, and then it'll just be like a really thick glass bottle. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So let's fill in the sides. And I actually want to make some different colors of concrete, like maybe red and green, maybe? Actually, red and blue should work. And then on top of the potion, I just want to make like a couple of potion swirls. We don't have any on right now. But yeah, just like the swirl effects you get from potions. There is 1, there is 2, and there is 3, and I actually really like how that looks. And then we can grab our brewing stands, add them to the sides, and that is the second building complete. The library is up next, so we can break down this structure. It's kind of sad to see it go, but we'll use it again. And we can actually put this grindstone just like right here in our blacksmith area. We can finally use this smooth stone for probably the floor. That will look nice. The corners could just be like stripped pillars. I think that would look pretty good with some windows and walls. It looks a little out of place, but I think we can fix that later on. Let's next work on the river, or like the pond, and then the fishing place. Actually, maybe adding in some birch might make this not look as plain, because it is pretty bad right now. Oh yeah, that breaks it up a lot. And boom, that is good to go. Then we can add water to this pond, and with lots of water we can make ourselves a little fishing shack. We can add a little like broken down dock here. And last thing we need to do is just add a roof. I do have to say this episode has really expanded my building knowledge, but that should look good enough for a fishing house. For the town square, we can add like a mixture of cobblestone, a mossy cobblestone, and maybe some gravel. And then kind of more on the outskirts, we can start replacing some of this with like a path block or like coarse dirt, just to kind of transition it into the grass. We can even add like a netherite block in the middle. I don't know, that kind of looks cool. Next up, we're gonna grab things like leaves and like some bone meal and stuff. And then what we have here in front of our house with all of like this moss and this stone and these path blocks and everything, I just want to put this all throughout the village, which should be pretty easy. Moss is pretty fun to spread around, with some trees as well. And while it's night out, we can actually light this place up a little better without torches. If we grab, where is it, frog lights, and then take some mossy carpet, what we can do is actually hide the frog lights under some carpet, and like it's like where did the frog light go? So I'll just put a couple of these around the place, just so we don't have that scared me, just so that we don't have things like creepers or zombies coming to kill us. And with the sun rising, we should now have a lot less torches near our base. One thing I do want to do is grab some podzol. This is where I grow up all my like spruce trees and stuff. So yeah, that's why we have so much podzol. And then we can put this around our blacksmithing area, kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it would fit better. And then the last thing we need to do is make this pond like look like a pond. So with some gravel and some seagrass, we should finally be finished. Oh, that was a long time. For the grand reveal though, we can fly up if my elytra works. Come on, there we go. And oh yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Now next up, I want to clear the back half of our base so that we can actually start building some things. And obviously we can get rid of some of these cows because these have been here since the beginning and we do not need them anymore. But these goats, I actually want to make a habitat for them. This is covered up a little bit by the mangrove tree, but I think like back in here would be very good for goats. They do live on mountains after all, so they do have to be pretty high up. And it's a flat surface, so yeah, I think right here should be good. Oh, bruh. Oh, that scared me so bad. Oh, I was mining snow and I heard a heartbeat. I forgot the warden was there. Oh my goodness, that was scary. This shouldn't be too big, but yeah, well, it'll probably span this area here. And then I want to make like a cliff here so that, you know, like they're mountain goats, so they need a cliff, right? It won't be too big of a cliff, but yeah, something just like that will work. This glass dome's gonna be a little wonky, that's for sure. The glass dome should be done now. Add a spruce door, and then we can grab some leads. And then we just gotta bring them up the mountain. This last one will just not go in. Come on, there we go. Okay, that should be all of them in now. We can patch this back up. We can breed up a couple more as well, because why not? More goats is always better. And now with the goats gone, we can clear out all of this area in the back of our base, which means finally killing all of these cows. These guys have been here for a while. We don't need this sugarcane farm either, so we can take this down. And then we can flatten out the area to start building. The one thing we will actually keep is this potato farm. I think we'll probably move it a little, but for right now it can just stay where it is. And so I know I got a little bit off track over here. I said I was gonna make a village, and then we made this. It's kind of a village, but it's more like a custom village type thing. We've changed the plans a little bit though, and behind the house is gonna be where we have our village. But the twist is that this village is only gonna hold Nitwit villagers. And as I say that, we may actually need to move this potato farm because I want this leveled out a little bit more. So yeah, we'll have to probably do that. This should be enough space for a village so we can start building some walls. We do have to be careful we don't make it too close to our iron farm because then it would break a whole bunch of mechanics and stuff, but I think this should be far enough. I think it's 64 blocks between each village, and I'm hoping this is enough. Yeah, that should be big enough for like 3 houses and then like a little farm or something for the villagers. Something like this wall design should be good enough with like a little top. We just need it tall enough so like zombies can't get in. And now with the wall complete, we can go over to our village and then get 2 of our villagers to breed together. Excuse me, you're not supposed to be here, sir. I'm sorry, but you're not supposed to spawn there. And then with 2 children in the boat, oh, that was close. We can slowly bring them toward the Nitwit village. Boat physics in this game just do not make sense. And now we just gotta wait for them to grow up, see if one of them's a Nitwit. If not, we'll just breed up more, and then we'll keep breeding up more until we have enough Nitwits, and then we'll just kill off all the regular villagers. That's kind of funny to say because we usually do it the other way around. But yeah, have fun growing up. Alright, so it's going pretty well right now. We have a lot of beds laid down. The first 2 villagers that grew up were not Nitwits, but that's fine. We now have a lot more villagers. Oh my goodness, I didn't think there was this much. So yeah, at least one of them should probably be a Nitwit, and then we can start expanding more. That is great. I'll probably need to grab a couple more beds as well. Alright, it's been a little bit more time, still no Nitwits, but we do have a lot of babies now. There's about like 20 here, so we should hopefully get one soon. And there we have it, the only one not going to sleep with the Nitwit. That's so cool. So we have our first one now. So it's been a little bit more time, and other than a couple of little children, most of the villagers have grown up, and we now have 2 Nitwits. That is definitely not enough though, so now we can just go ahead and, yeah, eliminate a lot of the villager population. This is actually kind of satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. So I've been AFK for about another hour, and we've actually been starting to see all the green shirts that these Nitwits are wearing. I think there's about 6 or 7 of them right now, so we're definitely getting there. That's enough for a village, so even if we just get a couple more, that'll be a great start. While we wait though, we may as well start building some of the houses because there's no reason not to. The houses won't be anything special, I'm gonna be honest. They'll probably just be normal villagers' houses to keep the Nitwits feeling like they're at home. So one house will go in the corner here, and then maybe a longer one beside it. There is the first house done. There is the second house. We can add a third one over here, and that should be enough houses. Yeah, I really don't think that's healthy. You should get that checked out. This guy's on a slant. What the heck? All right. Yeah, Nitwit villagers are even more broken than I thought. What? Next up, we can just add some paths going through the village. We can create a little stable for my horse over here. Just like that, and then we can grab our horse. I still haven't given it a name, but yeah, he can go in here or not. I actually didn't know that horses couldn't go through fence gates. Huh, that's interesting. But yeah, there's a little stable for him. And then even though these guys aren't going to use it at all because they are Nitwits, we can make a little farm, and that should be the village complete. Killing all of the regular villagers, we can count up how many Nitwits we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that's 10, either 9 or 10. I can't completely keep track of all of them because they keep running around. But I think there is 10 in total, which is a very nice. If we want to expand it, we still can, but it is truly a village full of Nitwits. And that is actually all the time we have for today. Man, this base looks so much better now. I'm so glad we were able to do this. Our nether portal now looks a ton better. We also have a ton of nether tunnels as well to get around. Our front spawn area now has like a little netherite spawn city place with a smithing, a fishing, library and potion area, and with a little pond right here as well. We added another habitat to our mobs, and technically, and actually two. I don't know if the villager habitat counts as one. It's nowhere close to my other ones, but maybe. I just find it so fun to be able to build a village just completely out of nitwits. That's hilarious. None of them go to sleep either. Like, it's nighttime out, and these guys are still walking around. It was definitely a nice little break from building farms, but next episode, we're definitely getting back into that. Next episode, I think we're probably gonna work on a way to get infinite redstone for all of our contraptions. But yeah, that's gonna be all. Thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you all did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. We're on the road to 30k subs, so any sub is very, very much appreciated. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have an awesome rest of your day, and goodbye.